welcome back to another LinuxGameCast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. This week is no exception. Leadworks comes to Steam, and no, this is not a repeat from last week. Depression Quest loses control. Well, it never had it to begin with, and DayZ's OMG confirmed 11. Put your cock back in your pants. It's not quite a real boy.
Milkstone developers give Unity the business. Milkstone developers, Ziggurat developers take a shot at Unity's shitty-ass controller support. My god, it's unreal. There's my reaction to the trippy as balls early release of UT4. And all of a sudden, I feel a bit ill because Flashout 2 is getting a 1.2 release.
And Alienware's alpha disappoints. I'm not saying I called it, but I totally did. Blinding Dark goes up on Steam. In this case, it really helps to have a demo. And Caffeine comes to Linux, and no, they don't mean the KDE media player, and for some reason I don't think they mean the pub in Grand Titchfield Street either.
And that mishmash of Ingles was Pedro Ortiz. And also J-Man Quinga. And together with Shadwell Dynamic, every Saturday night we form a bit of a cocaine Voltron. But before we get started, what's been going on new and exciting in our life organs? I bought one of these El Cheapo thingies. And
so you can inhale alcohol now, right?
I can now inhale. They didn't have cocaine flavor, but this clocked in at like 24 quid, and it kind of looks like a Sonic. So, just press the button, and when I'm slowly killing myself, I just, go dun 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 dun. That brilliance. What's up, J-Man?
Oh, not much. To miss a buddy's bachelor party for work this week, so that sucked ass. Other than that, nothing.
And in Space Portugal.
In Space Portugal, I've gone around meeting Nori's friends.
Oh.
And so far, so good. They're cool cats.
You haven't been blackout drunk with them yet?
Yesterday I came close to it, but I couldn't get too drunk because I still had to drive back home, so yeah.
Well, they probably all secretly hate you. And for those of you who want to publicly hate Pedro and want to have a website to proclaim that to the world, they can talk to Schnappy, couldn't they?
Schnappy, man, check him out.
Schnappy.
You know the dude's got shades on because he's a raging alcoholic, but highly functional, just
and a
like
cocaine
us.
To boot.
Just a bit, because he eats up the competition. Check this business out. These guys help make the show possible by offering unlimited disk space, bandwidth, easy, and I mean retardedly easy installs for WordPress, Drupal, anything like that. You don't have to mess with it. WordPress. WordPress.
WordPress.
Two bells. I am German. They're going to say, check this out, starting at $3.96 wet stinkies a month, but you can get 20% off, J-Man, and I think that's a fantastic mothering deal.
You know what? Fuck that.
No.
Enter the
Fuck that
promo
noise.
code LGC FTW. And
LinuxGameCast FTW. Fuck the world.
LinuxGameCast.
Ha, get the offer code right. We're professionals, ladies and gentlemen. Don't try this at home.
We really are.
Because you'll probably be better at it than us, and we'll get canceled.
Yep.
Yeah, so extra, you get 25% off for that fucking offer code. No domain names, but you do get all that stuff that Ven mentioned before, unlimited disk hosting, and people you can talk to at 3 o'clock. Disk hosting, no, disk space,
You grab a
unlimited
disk
bandwidth.
and
God damn
use
it,
it as
I
a
am just
coaster.
on the-
Disk
oh,
hosting.
I'm on a roll today. Oh, god damn it.
If you'd
Ben,
like
take
to
over,
advertise
please.
with it, we can bring in the people. How's the horse this week, man?
The horse
Our
is no
dyslexic
longer being
horse.
loaded off disk because we're streaming it over the internet. It's our Steam
Linux
Update
of the week. Uh-oh. Check this out. Face punch me in the face.com. Icefox writes, he's been poking around with the source too. That's the same sound I make up when I'm backing up in my car. I am now 100% in love with source 2. Goodbye loading screens, because he found some neat little things, a couple of strings that are kind of saying some things, right? Level stream unlocked, all right. So,
it
Even unlocked level streaming.
Yep. But that's the thing. Level streaming's already a thing. I remember Neverwinter Nights from 2003, also a Linux game, did streaming levels, but the loading screens were very much there.
well, then again, that was billions of years ago in the future's past on a 56K dial-up modem.
Yeah,
What?
back in the early days of DSL, if you were lucky.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm
Really
thinking,
early
you know,
days.
it's going to be a neat feature, and hopefully it won't be completely ass-busted, but yeah, neat.
Yeah, no, this is more some people making a bigger deal of it than it already is, but it's good to know that that's a feature.
Yeah. And
in that
speaking of
source,
ass busted shit, Alienware's Alpha. Yeah.
I like how you're so proud that you're saying that this was gonna fail when it wasn't immediately obvious. The GPU is soldered on the motherboard, guys. It's awesome.
But yeah, I totally called this one, but Mr. Ben Gilbert from Engadget.com had a bit of a go with the alpha release. I think they've actually released it by now. And he digged around with the alpha UI. You can use it either as a console or as a full-on desktop PC, as you would with regular SteamOS, but they're using a Windows-based version. Now, in the article, it says, Alienware says you'll be able to upgrade the SteamOS and the Steam controller whenever Valve's got those ready. And I'm like, yeah, I want to see that one. Someone pass me the popcorn already.
No, I'm looking at this, and all right. First of all, this thing is fugly.
Yeah, it's not particularly appealing. But then he also says, for now though, the alpha feels undercooked, a rush product which serves Alienware's bottom line and little else. Well, duh.
Well, dude,
I don't think it'll even serve their bottom line because no one's gonna fucking buy this.
well, this is the whole thing. I mean, this does not help SteamOS adoption simply because if you are an early adopter and you're like, yellow swag got a Steam box, it's like, that's not really a Steam box. It runs Windows.
Oh, it really isn't. But yeah, I know Valve time sucks. But when Valve actually releases something, it tends to work pretty well. I mean, Half-Life 2, that was probably
Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2,
so
and we're still waiting on
those-
Episode 3.
No, we'll never see that many.
Nope, never.
Gabe
But,
apparently has two
yeah,
appendages.
Haste makes waste and all that business, and I think Alienware kind of pooped the bed on this one.
They're kind of struggling to make themselves relevant.
Did they
least
say
in this
how
field,
much you're going to get
it's-
walletly raped for this?
It's
not in
probably
the
gonna be
article,
like, what,
no,
700
but
to $1,000.
Oh, 550.
Oh,
yeah.
there
alright.
is now.
Uh,
550 more than the most expensive new game console.
But in all fairness,
You could probably slap together a PC.
I
for
was
that
about to say, in all
cost, though.
fairness, for $550, it still, yes, it's more expensive than current gen hardware because I'm sorry, all the new consoles are out; they're not next gen anymore. But they're
Yep.
all 2-year-old laptop hardware, so this will be faster. Good, yeah, possibly. I don't know. This is
it's not.
It
It's not
is
a real
basically
PC.
laptop hardware.
This is depressing me.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Depression
Depression
Quest. A much trolled game. There was this huge drama storm on the internet a couple months ago because of this game. One of the creators got a bunch of hate mail, but now it's finally available on Steam. It's free to play. And what is it? It's a visual novel where you live the life of a depressed person.
Mhm.
Fortunately, as a depressed person, I can just live my life and bypass this game.
Yep.
You found something a bit interesting.
Oh
with
yeah.
the-
Oh yes. So if you scroll down to the features,
I see full
lists
control.
full controller support. But if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, look just above "Gone Home," it says controller support not available on Linux.
Wow, but at least it has the right price. I mean, it is priced to sell.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
cheap, and it's a
it is.
visual novel. Why would you play it with a controller, anyways?
And speaking of visual novels, this is a visual novel without animu cleavage. What the hell?
I think that would sort of defeat the purpose that the game is trying to
Yeah.
accomplish.
You have a whole new level of depression if you're depressed by boobies. Sorry, I know that.
by
I'm
cartoon
depressed by the
boobs.
lack of
I'm-
movies. That's the problem.
I'm pretty depressed by cartoon boobs.
Or man boobs, any kind of boobs.
But
so-
speaking of boobs,
Shots fired.
So this is from the Ziggurat developers.
Now we've personally have done nothing so far except for gloat about controller support.
Honestly, we've had zero problems with the Unity controller setup. But
Yes, none
Wog,
whatsoever.
man, this freaking moron is like, I'm pretty sure we're the only Linux Mac game made on Unity that properly supports Xbox 360 gamepads, including vibration. Why am I so sure? Because Unity sucks at gamepad input, and we had to code all our gamepad input ourselves and make it work on Linux and Mac. Oh, that's bull poop. You know, Unity controller support,
yeah,
especially their controller configuration screen is like top of the line.
Yeah.
We all, any Linux user, Linux gamer, when you see that screen that pops up, that's my nope screen. I was like, I don't care if you gave me this game for free. I'm not playing it.
Yeah.
But,
it is...
so-
Actually, Milkstone themselves have been the only game development company that actually managed to get Unity working with this thing right here, with vibration and all of that.
But what
Congratulations.
is this game they're talking about, Ziggurat? Well, it's
Ziggurat.
it's a sorcery FPS where instead of guns you shoot magic at people.
Magic
says they have
missiles.
random magic missiles. You shoot them at the darkness.
Oh, so it's
And
Hexen.
Apparently, it has roguelike
Yeah.
elements because they
Hexen,
didn't want to
heretic.
be fucked with level design.
I have a book and
Um,
a staff.
But here's the thing that really bothers me though.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell would play a first-person shooter with an Xbox 360 gamepad on a PC?
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. The demonic carrot sold winning.
Okay, to be fair, and they do have an interesting leveling concept. Supposedly, it just changes the gameplay style, and it's still skill based on you completing the levels. Will it live up to it? It's
That's
early
nice.
access,
Yeah.
so we'll see. Maybe when this thing gets released, we'll throw some
But
shares
they
at it.
do say it will be out by Q4 2014, so later this
Well,
year
I-
we may probably have a decent RPG of sorts.
No, at $11.99. No, granted,
it's-
it's going to be
it's not
Unity,
a-
so you know it's going to run like ass. But
Pedro,
yeah,
Pedro,
probably.
it's a Twitch shooter.
Yeah, but with RPG elements.
yeah, but I mean, auto aim, yellow swag, bro, Dorito.
Speaking about waiting for a while, these Leadworks guys have sort of done some things, haven't they?
Yeah, so this finally showed up about a week too late, as was pointed out. Leadworks Game Engine now shows up in Steam. This was posted by Pie Guy. You might
Piggy.
know Piggy. And there,
Piggy.
the poor fool running with Unity. But it's there finally. But just really, I thought that was a kind of a blundered release of
You
the
know
whole
what?
Kickstarter. It
We
was
should
like,
be taking full
ah.
credit for this.
We-
We should
we-
be
we
taking
should
full
be
credit.
paying.
for
You know
this.
what?
We called
Damn
them
it,
out,
Leadworks.
and
Where's our cut of the Kickstarter?
yeah.
no,
We called them out. They released it. We want monies.
We haven't set a firm date, but I already got on the phone with Joshua, the CEO, the guy behind
Clint.
Leadworks,
Herr Clint.
Herr Clint. And I was like, sup, bro? You want to be on the show? And he's like, yeah, bro. Well, I'll be on your show, bro. It's like, okay, anytime. I just assume he was rubbing his nipples, so it's just mental image.
I like to do that sometimes too.
So maybe what I'm saying next week, he'll be on the show. We'll do a little interview, and I'm just going to let some Portuguese rage spill all over his face organ.
Perhaps.
But you know, we should also spare for him the Gimp.
Oh
Who
yes.
was
Bring
involved in the
out the
production of
Gimp!
Tiny Toon Adventures?
Whoa.
Did you know that? The Gimp from Pulp Fiction. He
But
was-
all right, I can already see the hate mail. It's like, but you just don't think understand. Well, you could use this to make art assets for your game. So shut up and eat a bag of dicks. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but there might be something wrong with this. Look at the price tag on Brad.
yeah, here's the
$1.
thing. Have you
Oof.
ever thought that maybe GIMP was too cheap?
No, yeah, all the time. I'm like, I'd like something with a
31
quarter of the
that.
features and 300% more.
Precisely. Yeah. So the guys
not
here
not
at...
even 300% more, some infinite percent. Considering
yeah. So the guys here at Pictopotamus have released Pixel UVO.
Please tell me you're making
that's-
that name up.
that's the best name they could come up with. Pictopotamus.
Pictopotamus.
Someone needs to be taken out behind a shed and
Pictopotamus.
shot.
These guys are well known for not a single fucking thing.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh,
But
they have
it's
9
Steam,
hold
so everything
rushes.
can go on
Ooh.
Steam nowadays. So yeah, it is basically an overpriced version of GIMP with a third of the features and a UI that looks a lot like Penta.
Hmm. So-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's
The
a-
one
oh.
review.
What recommendation? All right.
From
wow.
Ebola.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I-
take it for what it is.
You know what? Oh wow, that's racist.
Yeah, Ebola is terribly racist. Flash.
Ah,
What?
it's a miracle.
What is this? Never heard of it. It's Flashout
Jordan,
too.
this is all you.
Oh right, sorry.
Derp.
I was looking at the next one. Yeah, so Flashout 2 finally got a release for 1.2. If you don't remember, we played this game a while ago, and it gave me cancer. And it's back! They give me more cancer. Updates include achievements, bugs being fixed, graphic optimizations, and AI mechanics improvement, insofar as they actually hit you when they try to shoot at you. And
You know what's really interesting about this update? If you
What's
scroll
that,
down
Pedro?
on that page, you can find on June 18th, there's a Flashout 2 updated to version 1.2.
And then
Yeah.
again, it's Groundhog Day. They're stuck in a loop.
You know, before Ven actually put this in the show notes, I was like, yeah, I forgot this game existed.
For good reason.
So
Yeah.
we might be able to deal with that a bit later in the
We might
show.
throw some chairs at it, but that's racist.
But yeah,
This
speaking
is
of not dealing with things that make us uncomfortable, this is Blinding Dark. And they claim it's a first-person adventure horror game. Complete puzzles, collect items and power-ups,
Is
fight
that the
enemies, and do
gravity
your
gun
best.
from
Wait,
Half-Life
whoa,
2?
whoa, whoa, whoa! Complete puzzles, collect items and power-ups, fight enemies, and do your best to manage the very thin resources. Motherfucker, that's DayZ. That's not survival horror.
That was clearly earlier on in the trailer. That was the gravity gun from Half-Life.
Yeah, so
Al's gonna
they're now
sue
on
somebody.
Steam. It's a very typical $9.99.
wait. Does anybody see this?
Yes. 3,000 megabytes of RAM.
Oh wow. I don't think my computer can fit that much RAM in it.
But yeah, they do have a demo though. And in this case, try the demo. You can find the demo on indiedb.com.
We'll have a link in the show
there will
notes
be-
along with everything
There will
else.
be a link in the show
But
notes, yes.
you know, if you actually try out the demo, you're gonna be faced with busted ass mouse controls, because that's always
Yes,
fun.
completely busted in a way that only Unity games can get busted when it comes to mouse controls. And according to Ven, it doesn't even launch in
We
Ubuntu.
tried this on our Pepsi Challenge system, the Ubuntu 1404 LTS, running NVIDIA graphics hardware. It is like, no, just not running.
It's
Yep.
not gonna happen, buddy.
So there you have it. It's $9.99 for something that may or may not work. Try the fucking demo, please, because it is a Unity game, and even if it does run, it's probably gonna be busted.
Well, our listastic horse.
Dyslexic.
I put damn mothers against dyslexia. But you know, the horse is going to be streaming from Valve to us, and so that's going to keep up for a little bit longer. But coming up next, live nudes. I mean news.
Boobies.
You know, it would be awesome if it were, in fact, the nudes, but they're not. They're just good old regular Linux.
Speak for
nudes.
yourself. Woo!
So
Zom
MG
confirmed.
11
Half-Life reconfirmed.
So this actually comes from DayZ. DayZ. Diet Cola asks, so DayZ, Linux and OSS confirmed, right? OMG 11 Dorito. Rocket to guns, no, but I'm very keen on a Linux port, personally, because that's how he talks. Cross-platform render would make this possible. I've heard about DayZ, never fucked with it. What engine does it use?
It
It uses the real virtuality engine from Arma.
Not Arma 3, Arma 2.
Yeah, but it's the real virtuality engine. That's the name they gave it. It's one of those engines that doesn't have any physics. It's just everything is rendered.
So what, you like back-ended on Havoc or something like that, or some such leverage some other physics technology?
So
that makes sense.
All right, so what is DayZ? I've never heard of it.
So it is a survival game, much like it's like Rust with zombies. That's an adequate description.
Well, Rust is like DayZ without as many zombies.
Shut up, Gary came up with it first. No, but
yeah, DayZ is actually a pretty good game.
Moving on. OpenGL driver support.
Yes. So fresh off the announcement from Kronos regarding OpenGL 4.5, NVIDIA has said, "Hey, we support this, kind of, sort of." They're saying it's only portion. They're saying it's partial OpenGL 4.5 support, and it just got me thinking. At this rate, NASA will have GL 3.5 or 4.5 compatibility by the time Apophis hits the Earth.
I like this man's optimism.
to which Ven posts Fry's dog. You can check this out in the show notes. Whatever but this is on developer.nvidia.com/OpenGL driver. Ven, have you tried out these drivers at all?
I have not had a chance to futz with them this week. I've been
Neither have I.
busy.
When they say partial support,
yeah,
it just, what's broken? What will cause my system to hard lock?
So, P-Man, have you been playing with the NVIDIA?
No, I really haven't, because this only supports the Fermi, Kepler, and Maxwell-based GPUs, and mine, I can't even remember. It's from 10 years ago, so...
Yours is like the 8800 chipset, buddy. That's old.
It's the 7600. It's not even supported by the mainline drivers anymore.
Oh, but speaking of antiquated graphics hardware, Pedro. Oh wait, no, this is
GLXOSD. Yeah, so every now and again I see in Linux_gaming there comes a thread asking for a Fraps-like thing, not only to record games but to display frames per second. And before I deleted my Reddit account because I fucking had it, I usually just posted a sarcastic reply saying, yeah, because GLXOSD is not a thing.
Well,
but it is.
Yeah, this is a thing, and I know we've covered this in the past, mainly because I remember safety. Anytime you start fucking with the Steam runtime, you're subject to get permabanned.
Yep.
That's, VAC security, man. So
yes, we did actually cover this a while ago. I remember that now.
All you need to do to actually get this to run with Steam, you just add GLXOSD %command % to the run options of any given game, and it should work. Now, there have been issues with some Unity games, because it's
surprise.
But even with Wine, it's works surprisingly well with Wine, so good on them for that. Their latest changes are as such: fix blend functions not being reverted, fix GL element array buffer not being reverted, fix keyword event state handling for those hotkeys, move user config location to XDG compliant directory. Took you long enough.
Complaining has finally paid off.
And they added the ability of disabling key combos for, not interfering with the OS's key combos. And it works on OpenGL 3 now.
So that's pretty neat. I mean, if you ever want to keep track of your poops and just see how all your poops are doing, look at that business. But let's go native.
Oh, yes. So we've discussed this several times. Mesa actually does have the ability, if you're on a specific branch of it, to take advantage of the DirectX hardware on your graphics card. Because someone added a DirectX state tracker. So this is a little interview off of our friends at rootgamer.com. Admittedly, a bit painful to read. They're not the technical titans that we are, but they ask some good questions, and they get the guy who's developing this to explain what exactly it's doing and how exactly it works. So that's a good read. But, and we keep bringing this up. It's an interesting project, but really its usefulness is only restricted to people using AMD cards whilst playing games online, using a specific patch set on both Mesa and Wine. So
Yep. You need the Direct3D double buffer version of patched Wine for it to even remotely think of it. And there were talks of getting it to Radeon SI as well, but so far it only works on R600 AMD drivers and some for me NVIDIA with Nouveau. So keep that in mind.
that's actually very impressive on the Nouveau guy's part.
Yeah.
But if you do use this and you do play a lot of Wine games, on certain games you may see a performance increase because there's no longer abstraction trying to translate all those low-level GLSL system calls to HLSL. Instead, it goes right there. So that's kind of neat. But I could use some coffee. Pedro, you want some coffee?
Yeah, coffee or caffeine, as the case may be. So they claim it to be a quirky sci-fi horror adventure game for PC, Mac, and Linux, because Mac and Linux are not PCs, go figure, and PS4 built on the Unreal Engine 4.
Well, to be fair, a Linux is not a PC; it is an operating system.
It's a kernel.
Correct.
Yes. I just like to interject.
It's GNU plus Linux, if you wouldn't. So yeah, they do have a demo available on incandescentgaming.net. There'll be a link in the show notes as usual. They are running a sort of crowdfunding type campaign. They already have $1,295 and they only have 14 days left for another 74% to go. So give them a look. They do have a demo. It's experimental, as they claim. And Ven, how's it working for you?
Beats the fuck out of me. The damn thing won't even begin to launch.
Hey,
Yeah,
that
same
beats
here.
the hell out of what I got. I tried to download that zip 3 times, and it's a busted zip file each time. So good luck with that.
Yeah, it wouldn't
But,
launch for me either, so keep that in mind.
But hey, at the end of the day, it's good to see people starting to tinker around with the. I mean, it's still the early days with Unreal Engine 4, and there's going to be growing pains.
But speaking of which, Strider from Chatrealm pointed this out earlier in the week. Someone posted an early build of Unreal Tournament 4.
And immediately it noped.
Oh yeah, I mean, almost
Push the,
immediately.
"Oh,
I
shit,"
saw that in the
button
morning.
on that
I
one.
threw that in the show notes on the bus, and then I come back at about lunch, and Vince's like, "Yeah, it's gone." I'm like, "Oh damn!" But never fear, someone from our favorite subreddit, r_Linux_gaming, mirrored it on his Google Drive, so you can check that out, and it is super fucking trippy. The textures are just mind-bogglingly. Dear Lord, I haven't felt that weird since I've been
Yeah, on the open source drivers, you don't even get textures. It's either blue or yellow.
Over here in 1404 land, no issues with it. I mean, I had to crank some things down. Strider was on the forums and talking about settings and everything, so I just knocked it down. And this is on the NVIDIA 770s. It ran, and the current build right now doesn't really connect to multiplayer because it's a rotating build, but these downloads will come back according to Rushbase, so that's
and to be fair, the game actually does work. Aside from the textures, you can run around, you can pick up guns, jump. All the guns
shoot
work like
them,
you would
and
expect
the
them to.
sounds
They're all-
work on the open source drivers.
Yeah,
You just
So,
kind
I
of,
mean,
don't see textures.
and well, one of the
you
things
can't
that
see what the fuck you're shooting at, but you can
gave
definitely
me,
shoot.
yeah, well, I didn't have any of that problems. The textures worked and all that. It gave me a big chubby was seeing all my friends back from Unreal Tournament that I used to be on Linux from way back in the day.
The Black Cannon
Actually supported 3D effects Glide, right? I was like, yes. But by the time I sat down to actually play it online, it was like, nope, can't connect. Version changed. I was like, damn it.
Balls.
Yeah, but speaking of games that everyone plays online,
Oh, our favorite online racing. Wait, I'm just fucking with you. We're talking about SuperTux Kart Development Blog, the SuperTux Kart Development Blog, repetitive. Track editor.
The
beta.
blog too, the blogging.
More blogs for everything. Look at this French artwork. You know they're French because that just makes me want to stab a baby.
Wait, is it a baguette?
I don't know what it is. It's a beta.
I thought it was a beret.
They write, I'm happy to share the good news. The good news. Ouch. The editor is ready for an open beta. Did you always want to create a track and found Blender too complicated? Everybody finds it too complicated. And this is our day. So it's out. This is at supertuxkart.blogspot.ro because row, baby. And
Did Google Translate do this article? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just some of the choices in here. Are...
If you don't know about SuperTux Kart, way back in billions of years ago in the future's past, I mean, it was really one of our first semi-polished races, and especially since the engine update, it doesn't make your eye pussies bleed anymore.
Yeah.
I like it, but it just kind of hurts me that they're focusing an ounce of effort on anything other than getting online multiplayer working.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
Erlished. They're using the Erlished engine. You can get it. And here's the thing, speaking of Erlich, if you scroll down on the article to the Linux part, it says, if you're a Linux user, unfortunately, you have to build the sources yourself. And you get the link to the GitHub there, and then you also have to build Erlished as well. Be careful and read the README. So yeah, you're going to have to build the engine yourself to get the
I mean,
beta.
we should point out for Arch users, it's called git clone. In the repository, you'll have to install some build tools. It's not as hard as we make it sound to be, but we believe that you can do it because Arch. And on that Archie note, that's going to wrap it up for the news segment. Coming up, J-Man, I think we got a video again.
We're gonna get our Flashout, and we're gonna show it to you guys. And
Video
then we're gonna
game?
throw some chairs at it. We're back ripping our flesh out and showing it to you and throwing chairs at it because it's Flashout 2. It's a Unity game from Jujube SA from Portugal. Jujube.pl apparently.
No, it's
Or that's
Poland.
Poland, not Portugal. Portugal is PT.
Portugal is
Just
PT.
as backwards.
Whatever. They both charge tanks on horses. It's all good. What is it? It's a racing game. Flashout 2 is the sequel to the highly anticipated anti-gravity racer Flashout 3D. It's finally here. Get into one of the many ultra-fast ships and use your arsenal of rockets, guns, and bonuses and upgrades to fight your way to victory, half of which you can't actually use. And of course, with every game that crosses our path, we subjected to the Chairquisition. 1 chair means that it's shit. 2 chairs means that it's math. 3 chairs means that it's pretty good. And 4 chairs means shut up and take my money. Half-Life 3 confirmed. Zom, DayZ on Linux. And of course, we have our categories: Odoo, Mix with the Working, Shiny Sounds, Controls, and Fun. So then, Flashout 2. How did it make with the working?
Makes with the working. Now, one would assume, I mean, this is clearly an Android game, so they got some experience at least running with Dalvik or Art or whatever the new source is.
It would have been Dalvik.
Right. We're testing it on our minimum test system of You're Doing It Wrong. Ubuntu 14.04 LTS Dual 770 powered NVIDIA's system of business. For the most part, by the definition, it ran. I mean, it launched, it created a window. The first thing you're going to notice is that Unity control section of Nope is what I like to call it. That means, oh shit, we didn't bother.
What are you talking about? Unity has
Lazy
the best
ass
controls.
developer.
Right. When you see that, I mean, the only person who will defend that's Levi until, Ryan C gets in. He's like, well, this is a bit shit. I'll give it. I can't give it a perfect score just because I hate this game so much. So no 4 chairs. You would think. No.
Oh,
I'm gonna give it a try. J-Man, What did you test it on? You gave it the beans?
much like then the audio, the game starts up.
There's so much to
It draws a window. It does its thing, and then the sound kicks in. Oh god, the sound does not like my audio configuration at all, because it just immediately defaults to the Creative Sound Blaster USB card I have plugged in the back of that thing, which is plugged into my room speakers, and starts filling the entire apartment with static, to the point where my roommate runs in and says, "What the hell are you doing? You're freaking the cat out." Again.
And you have your clothes on. It's weird.
Exactly. But after a while, the audio goes back to normal. That's still not enough to give it 4 chairs, so I'll give it 3.
Yeah,
Andrew.
for me, on the calculator, it ran well enough, although I was tempted to ding it a chair when I saw the Unity launcher pop-up type thing. But no, it actually ran. I didn't run into any audio issues or anything, so 4 chairs.
No, well, that's 3 chairs for Mix with the Working. Up next is Shiny and Sounds. Ben.
Let's take a look at this. All aboard the Nightmare Train.
Choo-choo!
We have a special place reserved in hell for this game, right down the hall, next to Real Player and across from Hitler. If you look at it, now we picked this up with our own wet stinkies, and you look at it, it's like, yeah, that looks kind of neat, maybe a little Wipeout XL, I got some of that business going. You see, in this little tiny screen, it looks like it's a bit of all right, until you look at it on something like a low-res screen, like a 1080p. I'm sorry, next-gen console gamers. That's like the lowest you really want to go. At 60 frames of fuck you, that's why per second. The shinies, it's clearly a fucking Android point. And their latest update, it was like, we've updated a graphic, and literally, it must have been a graphic somewhere on a pixel, because I fucking didn't see it, and it still looks like a blown-up-ass Android game to me. The sounds, the ooncenings, that's all it is. And I don't have anything against the ounces and the wubs, as the kids call it this day. It's shit wub and shit oons. And it's repetitive. You can't really tell the difference between the soundtracks. So it didn't make my pussies jump out. It made them bleed a little bit. And my pussies was like, mute that, put some Slayer on, and give this game what it deserves, Vin, because it's just 1 chair.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, the game looks all right in the trailer. And I don't, just because it's in such a tiny screen, and then when you actually play the game, it looks totally stretched out and not very good. And of course, the wub. Oh god, the wubs. It's just the music is nauseating. It is an assault to common sense and decency everywhere. Oh, this game, it makes me physically ill to look at and listen to. So 1 chair.
Yeah. There's a special place in hell for this game, like Fen said. It's sitting right next to Legends of Aetherius. If a game's visuals make me physically ill, you're either doing a horror game or you're doing it really fucking wrong. Because I have astigmatism. That fucking blur makes me... It gives me a migraine. The music, it lasted about 5 minutes, because at that point Nori asked, "Why haven't you muted it yet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're probably right." So 1 chair for me.
Oh, just 1.
1 whole chair, so that tallies up to 1 chair for Shiny and Sounds and Controls.
No, this is where it shines. Absolutely.
No. It controls like you are in fact a drunk driver, doesn't it?
Using our X-Clone controller, which we've just established is, an Xbox controller that fell off the back of a bus somewhere in China, because it works just like the real business, and it basically cost me the same. Fuck, this thing's busted.
Oh, yeah.
We call it the Unity screen of nope. When you play a Unity game in it, even on Steam, and it pops up that window with like moon configuration options to the right. It's like, here, you can map this button to joypad y-axis Z13, fuck you, because that's why. And it's like, oh, what does that do in the game? I don't know. I'm Unity, fuck you. And
Yep.
that's kind of what we're facing. And me and J-Man played a little bit of this last night to check the update, see if they fixed anything. Buttons just don't fucking work, all right?
You're supposed to have like a booster or a shield or something.
Even worse, you start playing the tutorial, and this is across the board. You got your controller in your hand, and you're like, all right, flying. Then it pops up, and it says, here, do this other bullshit challenge. And you're like, okay, enter, start, or whatever. No, not having any of that. Unity's like, no, that'd be silly. Put down your controller, pick up your gerbil, and manually click OK. Then grab your controller again and continue and try that fucking challenge. Because that's what you're going to be doing. And J-Man's going to get into this as well. Shields. I've never been able to activate the entire time I've owned this game. And ow, aneurysm. One chair. Sorry.
Like I said, this game controls like you're a drunk driver. But at the very least, you can steer, which saves it from being a one chair in the control section. However, you know, it's great when it's supposed to be like combat racing and all the other bots, because fuck all, who the hell is playing this game really? Go look a couple days ago at Pedro's Google Plus page. It's like, I wanted to play with some people, and then I was the only one online. No, honestly, it looks like someone maybe spent 5 minutes looking at the control configuration, saying, "Yeah, that's about right." But again, on even the actual Xbox controller here, this guy of actualness, nothing, nada. You can shoot sometimes. You have no thrust. You have no shield.
But no, the buttons are clearly labeled, right? I mean,
the buttons are very clearly labeled. Even on the Unity screen, it's just like,
three,
oh yeah,
button
those
four.
are buttons. What do they do? Oh.
Fuck all idea.
So yeah, shame half the buttons on the controller do absolutely fuck nothing. So it gets 2 chairs, because at least you can steer.
So here's the thing. On the PS2 DualShock controller, you accelerate with the triangle, this one.
Man.
You steer with the D-pad or the left analog stick. To fire a gun, you push down on the right analog
fucking
stick.
R3?
No. You literally push the analog stick down.
Oh.
See?
Oh.
Yes. Just like
That's
that.
intuitive.
Shields are nowhere to be found. The speed bursts, thrusts, whatever you want to call them. No idea. The working on the keyboard, I pressed every single key and I managed to work out which keys are which, and that's the sole reason that this game doesn't get 1 chair, is because with the keyboard it is still mildly playable, so it gets 2 chairs, a
quote,
very
unquote,
flimsy
playable.
2 chairs.
Yeah, they're the cheap plastic lawn chairs that your fat friend sits on, and then they just get destroyed. All right, so that's 1 chair for control. Up next is our final subjective category. Fun. Ben, did you have fun? I had fun.
I'll tell you this. Earlier this week, I finally cracked into some of my Blair's Reserve 2 million Scoville hot sauce. Had a bit of it. I actually had a bit more than I should have had. I like hot stuff, and I was like, it's hot, and whatever. I didn't think about it, went to bed. Woke up the next morning, and I was like, you know what you do, you gotta go take a piss, right? And then it clicked in the back of my mind. It was like, oh, like right before I started, I was like, oh, right, this thing. I was pissing fire, and you can't stop, and you just sit there and just cry. That was more fun than this game. I enjoyed myself quite a bit more. I mean, multiplayer is a damn joke. This is like my first Unity fucking game, and you see this when you go to multiplayer, and it's just like random matchmaking lobby laziness.
Which is great if you want to play with your friends, because
Right. Well, I mean, it's kind of easy with the only 3 people playing the fucking game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
And you gotta look. This game was originally created for your Android devices as a pay-to-win type game, so they had to convert all that into this pointless currency of points to upgrade shit that doesn't work with the original mechanic of pay to fucking play. It just makes it even more stupid. Mix that with the bullshit, stretched out, boring graphics, controls completely busted. And they did add something that was like, oh, we'll take off auto acceleration. That doesn't work. And just a whole lot of nope sauce. I mean, it's like they fucking manufactured a brand new nope train and drove it right into my face. I don't know what to say. I mean, we can't give it 0 chairs for fun, but boom, right there, 1 chair for your face organ.
I think this game made me cough up some blood. I think I might have cancer. Oh, seriously, this game is bad. When I saw that Pedro put like 1.7 hours and Ben put 1.7 hours into this, I'm just like, how? Did you just like turn it on and leave it running for a while?
No, that was actual testing. I was like,
yeah, that was actual playtime.
Oh yeah, I barely made it to 45 minutes before I literally lost all the will to live. Okay, let's get started on some of the faults of this game. Like Ben said, this is a pay-to-win game, primarily, and much like Knights of Pen and Paper, it loses something in the translation because you can't do in-game purchases on Steam. So you just have to race a bunch, and you get they give you more money instead of you buying money, and eventually you just soup up your ship car thing, and you win just by virtue of being faster than all the other bots. Not very fun. Also, just given the shitty controls and the constant wubbing, I think I actually have cancer because of this game. I'm dying. I'm dying, Flashout, and it's your fault. 1 chair.
Yeah, let's go through the list of sins of this game.
What are we, Cinema Sins now?
Yeah, it pops up with the Unity launcher thing.
Duh.
The sound is absolutely repetitive. The visuals are absolutely fucking horrible to the point that they cause me migraines. The controls are completely busted. And there's no one else playing it to even redeem it with the multiplayer factor that perhaps would make it fun of sorts. So that's 5 flaws. Can we give negative chairs?
No. Remember that
Okay.
time you tried to convince the chairs to change their ways? You lost all the fingers on your right hand.
Yeah, so 1 chair.
All right, that's 1 chair for fun. And if we tally this up,
Beep,
we
boop, beep,
got
boop.
1 chair for Flashout 2. This game literally kills babies.
Yeah.
This
goes
game
to
will
fuck- it goes-
definitely.
No. You don't understand how bad this game is.
Final thoughts. Run. I mean, do not give this to Space Hitler. Space Hitler doesn't even approve of this game. And just no. This is bad. This is you really want to like I want to call up G Money and be like, come here. Look at this. Like it's bad game. All right. What are your thoughts?
Oh man, this game literally goes into like pounds and stomps on the heads of kittens and puppies. This is just an awful game. If I would say the only excuse you have to buy this game is if someone actually holds a gun to your head.
Well, it's on
No,
sale right now for $4. Buy it for your enemies.
Personally, if someone put a gun to my head and said, "Jordan, buy this game or I'll shoot you," I would gladly and freely choose death.
Look, at this point, it costs $5. For $5, you can go to McDonald's and have a lot more fun than you ever will with this game.
Or donate to Linux
It's-
Gamecast Week.
Well, especially
Or
in the
donate to
aftermath.
Linux Gamecast Weekly. Make a one-time donation of $5. You will
Hey, you show
feel
up in
better
it shows
about
up in the
yourself than
credits.
if
It'll-
you
it
spend
actually
money on
has
this
a
game.
tangible results.
You actually
Other than
get
money.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to losing the will to live. Oh man.
So what's up next, Joe Bad?
Coming up next, we have a big hate mail section, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Running and producing a free show turns out to be really fucking expensive. So if you head on over to linuxgamecast.com/podcast, or just click on the podcast link on linuxgamecast.com, you can click on any number of our donato buttons here. A recurring donation of about $3.50 or $10 a month gets you a producer credits and access to our show notes. And if you can't afford a recurring donation and just want to throw us a one-time wet sneaky donation, you can totally do that. Get put in our glorious Linux Gaming Master Race credit and on the Wall of Shame on our website. So check that out. Give us some money. We need it. We wants it bad.
And it's that time of the week again, folks. We read your hate mail live. And just as a quick reminder, if you'd like to get in touch with us, do go on over to linuxgamecast.com, push the lovely contact button on the navbar there, fill out your name, fill out your email, give us a subject, give us your message, prove perhaps that you're smarter than a bot, and we'll be happy to plug your thing, unless, of course, you're trying to run a Kickstarter, Indiegogo, Steam Greenlight campaign through us. If you are, make sure to include a demo, prototype, alpha, beta, call it whatever the fuck you want. Just make sure to include a link to it. Otherwise, not only will we not talk about it, we will make fun of you. Sound good? Let's get on with it then. So apparently, faces are officially organs now.
Well, you know, there's an email attached to this. This is from Vince, and he says, "Hey chaps, Vince here again, maintainer of Chapeau Linux. And no, you shouldn't try to install large packages on a live session. The copy on right RAM drive in a live session gets BTFO when you do that. This time, my correspondence is not related to the excellent world of Linux distributions or even gaming, but to confirm that Vince's forward-thinking expertise in biology has finally been confirmed. The face is now an organ." And he links to Popular Science.
So all I got to say is put that in your face organ.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's definitely a masterpiece of nightmare fuel. But yeah, all right.
Just a bit, but it is. They did slide it in on a stealing Jordan's bit here. They did slide it in on a technicality.
You motherfucker! I will fucking rip your head off and piss down your neck.
Because it is only considered an organ once it's removed, and it's in that limbo between, being removed and being put in a new owner.
They're actually saying they're classifying it as an organ because it can technically be transplanted. Though your skin is an organ, and the muscles behind your face are organs, and your
this is Linux Gamecast. This is my cup organ. I mean, seriously. Come on, learn all that.
I got my tablet organ here. I'm reading the show notes off of it. Got my Xbox controller organ.
Let me take a swig of my beer organ
and try and kill myself.
All right, now you're just being racist. Alex,
Alex,
our new game is a live stream game show. Ahoy there, matey. It's been a while since...
a while.
I knew that was coming. Sorry for the radio silence after releasing Legend of Dungeon. We're busy abusing our keyboards for an ambitious new game, and I finally have something neat to share. The game is called, not even trying that word, Circuit. It merges television live streaming in the game itself.
Epsilon.
Epsilon, I don't know.
That's not how you spell Epsilon.
It's hard to describe, but basically... Circuit is an online game show action RPG with permadeath, a live host, and crowd. Now, since these guys always make with the keys, we're like, okay, we know it's coming out. Yeah. So I give a little look, and this is what we have to look at. All right.
Oh, it looks like a sword out of Final Fantasy designer's wet dream.
Yep.
So,
but permadeath. That's a bit weird. Do you die in real life if you die in the game?
I don't know. After looking at that trailer that they showed at PAX, I'm both getting confused. P-Man.
So apparently, YouTube bait is now way too mainstream, so they're targeting Twitch bait now. And you know what? I'm okay with that. As long as the game is good, and if it's even remotely as fun as Legend of Dungeon was, I'll be playing the shit out of that one too.
Legend of Dungeon and its propensity for terrible puns. That's a pen? Oh, wait, I get it. The pen is mightier than the sword.
Yes, now I remember that.
Up next,
Pop culture
someone's
reference.
talking about
the game.
hardware.
From the man
And-
having problems with hardware, go
Yep.
forward.
Yes.
Oh, yes. This is from Norbert Evanich. Evanich? I don't know anymore. You guys have some weird hardware. I've been running Flatout 2 without any, not Flashout, Flatout, without any problems on many distros with different hardware configs for many years now, and it recognizes my gamepad as an Xbox One. So, what the GOG wine port of Flatout has been out for years now?
Yes, apparently. No, I guess he means actually running it through
On-
regular old wine.
Wait,
You mean on a wine built and compiled for your individual libraries?
Didn't
system?
our entire review express that this was a QA for how Good Old Games or GOG now wraps what? No. Wait, yeah, I think it was maybe.
No,
I don't know.
that's
Maybe,
blasphemy,
I don't know, possibly.
Lies and slander.
So all I have to say to you is, Norbert, is watch the fucking. Oh, all right. Apparently, your watching organ is in full effect. Your comprehension organ's a bit busted, son, because we're not talking about regular wine. We're talking about the specialized version of wine. So that's it.
GOG wine.
GOG wine. Drink the GOG.
It's
All the
refreshing.
GOG.
Isn't that right, Eric?
But this comes from Eric Johnson, and he did send us some keys for AI Wars. Thank you very much. And he said, when I sent him an email asking for 2 extra keys so we could review the game, he said, I was afraid you might ask that. Tell those 2, that be Ven and Jordan, to be gentle. Joking aside, I do enjoy watching your show when I get a chance. Definitely one of the best parts of my review roundups after a release. You guys combine to make a pretty interesting trio.
Well,
smiley
you guys make
face.
some pretty
You
interesting
forgot the smiley
games.
face.
Yes, the smiley face.
There's no winky face, so we can't even dignify this with a response.
Minus 1 chair.
Minus 1 chair.
But yeah, you guys, well, you made Bionic Dudes. That was my favorite game of 2013, so you'll be in my
Why was
heart.
I programmed to feel pain?
Oh. So, Pedro, did you get a chance to try out AI War?
I haven't yet.
I futzed about with the tutorial. It looks like fairly standard RTS fare, which is, to be perfectly honest, not my bag. I don't know. Neither
I'll
same
have
with
to give it a go then.
Oh, wait a minute. It's real-time strategy?
Yeah, it's a real-time strategy game.
Well, I might actually download and take a look
Oh.
at that.
Oh, well, in that case, then you should probably give it the business.
I know, and speaking of that pain, let's drop that bombshell for the end of this episode and cue the music. Wob, as you always say. Beautiful party people. Because I'm Vince Stone. You can always find me cleverly disguised at Vince Stone plus Vince Stone on the internets and the J pluses. Sir. Good
And
sir.
I'm Jordan Spong. You can find me in the land of broken PC hardware, otherwise known as at the Burning Pool on Twitter or plus Jordan Spong on Google Plus.
And over here on this particular side of the Atlantic Ocean, I am Pedro Mateos. You can find me at Unaccounted For on Twitter or plus Pedro Mateos on the pluses.
And you can always find us live Saturday night, dancing like untalented hack monkeys that we are.
Because you know
Your
Saturday
amusement.
night's all right for fighting.
It's brilliant. And
You're home on a Saturday night,
If you
come
think, maybe 3 hours is maybe worth, a quid or 2 or something like that.
It's good fun.
Drop us a little bit, the donations. Let us know that you care. And that's always brilliant. So, at the end of the day, take that shot. Thanks, guys. I mean, this is fucking good that you're watching and all that. I mean, all shit aside. Good on
Yeah,
you.
it's been 2 years. It's impressive.
Yeah.
2 freaking years, even though I was only here for 1.5.
And I haven't even gotten Jordan pregnant yet. So.
Oh God, what is that?
It's a boy.
Well, not yet. Yet.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the qualifier.
I'm not ovulating yet, Ben. You can't get me pregnant.
I'm just going to keep pumping semen in there until something happens.
Something's bound to happen.